Well, I think it is 5 o'clock. Let's call our meeting to order. If you don't mind standing, let's have a moment of silence. Thank you. Do we have any of the students that maybe want to lead us in the pledge tonight? Anybody?
Well, I see that we have Miss Charles' children. We know that we could at least have her little girl help us out, couldn't she?
Help you the pledge with Mama and Miss White, maybe. We're gonna do the pledge. Ready? It's like if this one at school. Ready? Here we go.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
All right, nice job.
I feel like I'm a little underdressed compared to what they've got on tonight. It's beautiful. All righty. Let's call roll. Mr. Williams is here. A little delayed reaction. I am present. Mr. Heater is traveling, and Mrs. Barnes Griffin is not here as well. Mr. Irvin? Here. Mr. Lowe? Here. All right, thank you. Okay, well, let's start with the robotics team. I'm excited.
So thank you for allowing me to present actually a couple of groups from Southside Middle School. I know, Mr. Williams, it's not on your agenda, but rest assured, I did clear this with Dr. Kay and Dr. Reynolds to honor two different groups tonight. So we're developing, as you know, a culture of competition at Southside whereby our students and staff eventually all will relish the opportunities to, as we say every morning on the announcements, relentlessly pursue excellence and continuous improvement. Through our teaming, for example, we challenge our students and staff to compete academically at grade level within each teacher's different classes and with each and every student. Sometimes it's been hard to move that needle, that competitive needle, as some of our kids and even some of our staff are hesitant to put ourselves or themselves out there to compete, both in the school and outside of the school. That said, I appreciate the board's willingness to help me publicly praise the efforts of two of our student groups who have been especially willing and not so coincidentally, therefore, able to do just that. First group is that of our Civics B finalists. If you three will step up here and join me up front. Ball State University and the Chamber of Commerce folks reached out in the last weeks of the first semester, seeing if we had anyone interested in a Civics B. I asked the teacher to take the reins of that project, but was told there wasn't enough time to do so well at the end of the semester and that there'd be little interest from our students. I took the opportunity to go straight to our best student writers, though. Had 15 express interest, and eventually 10 students submitted essays to the Civics B contest. They were coached very well in that effort by 8th grade English teacher, Mrs. Antoinette Hurd, who is also here back in the back, if she'll wave. Who's also here in support of her students. Arayla Curtis, Braxton Johnson, and Brett Johnson were selected as finalists for the regional competition April 9th. I'm pleased and proud to share that Braxton's third place individual performance earned him $125 in prizes and advancement to the Indiana Civics B state competition on August 23rd at the State House in Indianapolis.
That's great.
You three may be seated. Thank you. Our other group that you were scheduled to definitely hear from is our robotics team. I'll let Mr. Jerome and his students come up, and while they're coming up, I'll tell you a quick little brief story. I went to their meet at Carmel Muncie Southside Middle School going up against the likes of Carmel, Zionsville, Noblesville, et cetera. I think our students, I think our staff, maybe even their principal, not so sure we'd see a whole lot of success. But compete, our students did, and it was thrilling to see the excitement on all of their faces, including Mr. Jerome and maybe even the principal, when they combined with another school to win the whole daggone thing. So when our kids are offered the opportunity to compete and take that opportunity and have great enthusiastic leadership like Mrs. Hurd and Mr. Jerome, compete they will, and have and find success they will. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Jerome, and again, thank you for helping honor our students.
Okay, well, I'm Brian Jerome. I'm a fourth-year teacher at Southside Middle School. This has also been my fourth year doing the robotics program. I think this is the first time we've been here since 2022, maybe. So it's been a while. So I'll just kind of explain what we kind of do, because I'm sure you guys hear a lot about, oh, the robotics team this, the robotics team that, but it's very different until you actually see it in front of you. But before I kind of do that, I'll kind of introduce all of the people around me here in my entourage. Molly Thorlton, ninth grader at Central. She's our one student that we have at Central for their robotics team. Jordan Kelly, seventh grader. Kyle Whitaker, a seventh grader as well. Manuel Montero, also a seventh grader. Grayson Cooper, seventh grader. And then AJ Grill, also a seventh grader. So these people that are around me, they're here for a reason. These gentlemen who are all in seventh grade, they were here and they actually were able to qualify for the state championship, which was held on March 23rd, which was right at the start of our spring break at Lucas Oil Stadium. And then Molly is our representative from the Central Robotics team. The last time we were here, I think I had 5 students in robotics total. Since then, robotics has continued to grow and grow, and I think we had, at our peak at one point, I think we had about 26 students across 6 teams. And then we also had, at one point, 3 students at Central. It eventually kind of shrank down in both areas, but this was the group that excelled the most this year. So the game that you see in front of you, the game for VEX changes every single year. This particular game, full volume, has to do with filling these goals with these different sized objects. And you can get bonuses for how high the goals are, for having the colors separated a certain way. Whereas the high school game was also very different. You'll see that the high school robot is this big metal one, the giant pink and black one here. That one was able to launch those green objects that we always called them acorns. That's not what they're actually called, but we always called them acorns since that's what they look like. But the game changes every year. They had to launch those. They had to pick these up and put them in there. The game changes from year to year. This just so happens to be this year's game. Why don't we have you guys show them what you can do? So the kids, go ahead and get your guys' stuff going. So the kids wanted to, I asked them, it's like, how do you guys want to do this? And they said, well, let's just run a match. So they are going to get their robots ready to actually run a match. So they'll get their robots turned on here. So while they're doing that, I'll kind of take a moment to talk about how we did as a season this year. We unfortunately did not qualify for the World Championship, but by far this was the most successful year that we had ever had in Southside Robotics' history. I set up a display over there with some of our previous robots and game objects. There's 5 trophies sitting over there. Those are from the first 3 years combined. All the trophies that you see sitting in front of me right now were all won by these 2 teams, just this year alone. So this was across, you guys can probably be over here because this is where you guys are used to driving on this side. And so that way they can actually see.
Do you want me to time?
Yeah, if you want to time. So yeah, these 8 trophies in front of me were all won by these groups, or this group of kids. By far the most successful group that I've had. And again, they're all only 7th graders, so they have a long way to go still. One of our teams finished in 35th at the state championship. The other one finished 107th. But these were still the best teams in the entire state. Okay, AJ, you ready with the timer? Okay, so what you're about to see, they have a 60-second timer to score as much as they can. So AJ, if you want to count them down and get them ready.
You ready? 3, 2, 1.
So right now, the groups are trying to score as many points as they can in 60 seconds. You just saw one of the groups actually pull their robot back into a starting position where they can make modifications to it if they need to, in case something small breaks or if something needs changed very quickly. So obviously a pretty whirlwind of a match. This is how every single one of their matches are. They only have 60 seconds to score as much as they can. So they would get bonuses for how full the goals are, for if they have all the colors separated. And then you also saw them kind of rushing over to the corner where all these other pieces are. You can get points for just parking in that zone as well, or parking over it. The reason why this is kind of important to show you guys is just because it's very hard to get a grip of what these kids actually do. They actually start in June, so we're actually gonna, well, we actually started in May last year, so we're about to actually start again here in about a week or so with our next game. So our season will run from May until March, and these kids will get a new game, completely different from what you see right now, and they'll have to build a completely different robot with a completely different set of rules that they have to be able to make from season to season. So it's very hard to maintain that success. We have somehow been able to do it here at Southside. It's been a combination of, I did this for years and years before I came to Southside, and I think we've got a really good culture of kids right now. That are helping sustain this forward, because I can only get us so far, but it's really been the kids that have been able to drive us forward as much as we have. So yeah, with these robots, they have no instructions. These were all built from the ideas that they had in their own head. They have certain parameters that they have to build with them, but pretty much it's to their own creative imagination that they have. These robots did not necessarily look the same at the beginning of the year as they do now, but they have as much time and resources as they can, thanks to our sponsors as well. On the back of all of our shirts, you'll see that we have all of our sponsors listed of all the groups that have given us money and support over the years. That's truly been one of the greatest things that we have here at Muncie, is just limitless support for a program like this. We're probably one of the only schools in the state and probably the world that does not have to charge these kids a dime to participate in a program like this, and it's only because of the support that we have from you guys as well as our sponsors. So thank you for that.
Excellent. Anybody have any questions? Anything?
Clarification, we do help support the program?
Through some of our different grants, we build in funds to support robotics.
Yeah, Chuck and Brad have been really good about getting us some support. I know Dr. Reynolds has been able to get us support from Ball Brothers Foundation as well as George and Francis Ball. And then Brad was able to get us a grant through Core Construction as well, which is the construction company that Muncie Schools has used for various projects, including the football stadium.
And I think they're in more grants even than that. So like Title I helps pay for supplies. I know Dia writes that one, and yeah, we make sure robotics is covered.
Excellent. Any other questions or comments? Oh, this is really, really excellent. I'm so impressed. I'm almost without words. It's like, oh, wow, this stuff going. So they have two of them in the box at the same time?
Yes.
That's how the competition
Yes,
always
it's
goes?
two randomly paired robots that are put together in a match, and they have to score as many points as they can. And they have a schedule between about 8 and 10 matches at every single event. And then you're ranked based off of your average score. So these two teams, they would have shared one score that would have been added to their average. So sometimes we could get paired together. Sometimes we might get paired with other schools. It's just a totally random draw every time. It was actually, ironically enough, out of 115 teams at the state championship, these two are actually paired together in a match. Out of all the other schools they could have been with, they were actually paired together in a match, which I did not think would ever happen, but it did, so. But this was only just a very brief snapshot in a very like controlled environment. At the actual competitions themselves, they last for hours and hours on end, and just seeing all of the teams there and all of the kids from, this is actually a program that kids as young as third grade are competing with. So these kids are not only competing against middle schoolers, they can sometimes be competing against kids as young as third grade as well. This is a very just wide-ranging program, and this is like a nice way to like see it, but you really don't understand it until you actually go to one of these events themselves. So hopefully our plan is to have one of the events at Southside next year. It's a little bit more complicated than just saying, oh, we're going to have an event, because you have to clear it with the REC Foundation, who helps run all the events. There can only be so many in the state of Indiana at one time. They've had a lot of more events than they needed the last couple of years, so it might be even harder to get some this year, but hopefully our plan is to have an event here next year that to be able to see a lot of community members and a lot of administrators, not only from Southside, but here at Central Office, being able to see you guys there and supporting these kids would be awesome in the future. And if we don't end up having a competition, we usually try and keep them very close. Our furthest one was Carmel this year that Mr. Raiders had already mentioned, but we're usually at places like Jay County or Selma, places that aren't really too far away.
Well, Brian, we are so grateful for your passion and that you brought this to Muncie Community Schools. And it's just remarkable how much you've grown the program in your short time here. And having a group of seventh graders, I can't wait to keep following them and see what they do next year and through high school. So that's fabulous.
Yes.
Excellent. Now, I'm going to make an assumption at the competitions themselves, it's probably not this quiet.
Not with middle schoolers and elementary schoolers, no way.
Okay, I thought it'd probably be a little bit more cheering going on or something happening. All right, great. Thank you so much for being here. It's great. It's
Thank
great
you
to
for
see.
having us.
Congratulations. Okay, Indiana Gear Up trip. Mrs. Ward.
Well, good afternoon, President Williams and Bishop O'Neill, members of the board. Thank you for allowing us a few minutes to share about our spring break trip. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention Tom Lyon, who is the regional director for Indiana Gear Up. He is the one who is responsible for us being able to go. He contacted me back in the fall and said that Gear Up was going to take a trip, an HBCU trip. And he said, do you know of any students that might be interested? And I said, well, I sure do. And I presented this to some of my HBCU club members, and they were thrilled to be able to have the opportunity. We have freshmen through seniors in the club, and this trip was only geared for sophomores through seniors. So the freshmen were just bummed that they weren't allowed to go on this trip. But the ones that came with me, a few of them are here today. We had a total of 12 students who went on the trip, and there were 35 total. 12 were from Muncie Central. There were some from the region, up at Gary, I think Leadership Academy, and then Arsenal Tech High School had a few students, and there may have been a few others. West Side, yes, Gary West Side High School, and then the rest were from Muncie Central. So we had a really, really good experience. The students learned a lot, and so I'm gonna have them introduce themselves, and they can kind of tell you a little bit about what they liked about the trip, so.
I'm China Johnson. I'm a junior at Muncie Central High School.
I'm Sanaya Griffin. I'm a junior at Muncie Central High School.
I'm Jamar Clark. I am a junior at Muncie Central High School.
My name is Ambriana Vance, and I'm a junior at Muncie Central High School.
My name is Kamari Murphy, and I am a sophomore at Muncie Central High School.
My name is Marshall Jefferson, and I am a junior at Muncie Central High School. Okay, so one thing that I liked about the trip is we visited 4 colleges, and I really felt like this was a good opportunity to tour the colleges and see what I liked. We got to talk to the students on campus and ask questions about what they like about the campus, and we also asked the tour guide like what majors they offered, and I got a lot of good information.
So which one is your favorite of the 4?
Between TSU and KSU, so Kentucky State University and Tennessee State.
I was going to say, I think I know why. We're going to hear about one frequently, I bet.
I would say one of my favorite things about going on this HBCU trip was just getting out there and kind of seeing the different schools. Since I am a junior, I think the exposure was good. I also like going to TSU. It was kind of cool talking to the students, and I actually met a cousin while I was at Tennessee State. So it kind of made me just be ready, more excited about getting into the college life, and yeah.
So Sanaya, TSU, BSU, which way are you leaning?
I'm going to Tennessee State.
Are you? I know your dad does not want to hear that.
So for me, I really like how we talked to the student and got like a real life experience, how like they feel about the colleges. Like, okay, we go, the tour guide can say it's all good and stuff, but then the students have their own personal opinions about like the school, and like that really helped me get a better understanding about what it is, like what they offer, like what, yeah, basically. Sorry.
So I have to ask you also, which one was your favorite? I
TSU,
see you're wearing it. And it matches how Miss Ward looks tonight, too. I'm paying attention to all that.
Good evening, everyone. My best part of my HBCU trip was getting the exposure to tour 4 colleges. My favorite is between Tennessee State University and Kentucky State University, but not only being able to have the privilege to go on the trip, but as well as getting to speak with students and see what their day in the life is through their journey of the college that they chose, as well as being able to tour those colleges. I think it's a phenomenal experience. I would definitely do it again, and it was amazing.
Wonderful.
It's great.
My favorite part about the tour was really getting engaged with everybody on the trip and getting to know everyone. But I really enjoyed all the colleges as well. They was a fun experience, and I like how everybody was just so nice to us, and they told us about how they do college on a 25/8 basis and how it is living on campus and what to do and what to not do to succeed in college.
And I have to ask you, your favorite?
Central State.
Central State, there you go, okay.
I enjoy learning all the different facts about each colleges and talking to the students and getting their perspectives on the college that they were going to and seeing if they would recommend me going here. And yeah.
And your favorite?
Central State.
Central State also, great.
Okay, wait.
Overall, I just want to thank Ms. Ward for this experience and Gear Up and HBCU Club because we did not have to pay to go on this trip, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity. Thank you.
It's great.
Any questions? One here is Amari's favorite. He didn't share his favorite.
Mine was, my first pick was Kentucky State University, and my second was Tennessee State University.
The tour guides were also amazing. Would you guys say, what I really liked about them was they made sure the students stayed engaged, like even on the bus. They would always debrief after every college we went to. They had them give like a thumbs up if they really liked it, a side thumb if it was just okay, or a thumbs down if they didn't like it, but they had to tell why they liked it or disliked it or whatever. So they were very, very engaging and attentive. I mean, the kids could like talk on their phone, or not talk on their phones, but they could text on their phones and do all the things that teenagers do on their phones during the trip and on the bus. They could sleep if they wanted to, but they had them playing games. They were very interactive. They had them get up and move seats, sit with somebody else, get to know someone else. So they were phenomenal. They really were. Yeah.
That's great.
That is
Yeah.
great, yeah.
As well as I can say, the packet that we done for the trip was very fantastic. That's one thing I did leave out that kind of got off my brain. But the packet that you had is like a course-ready packet. It tells your GPA, it tells you what college you're thinking about going to, it tells you different things about that college, what credentials you need to be able to get in. I think for what Kentucky State, it was a 2.0. For Tennessee State University, it was a 3.0. And so it's a lot of good information that we learned about that.
Great.
And our students represented Muncie Central High School and their families very well. They were asking a lot of great questions, and the tour guides, they even mentioned that to me. They said, man, your students are prepared. They're asking great questions. They're the only ones asking questions. So we prepared them very well for that back at school. So it was a phenomenal experience. And the freshmen, of course, are hoping that we'll do it again. And I said, well, maybe, we'll get a chance to go again in the future. But it was great. Overall, wonderful experience.
Wonderful.
So thank you.
Excellent. You want me to?
Well, when you get ready to go to the consent agenda. Yes.
All right, Dr. K?
I'm doing a little check. How are you doing, Jim?
I'm doing fine.
Okay, that's great. You're seeing a lot of good action tonight. Well, I first, again,
I heard a lot of people who like Central State.
yes. Well, I'd like to tonight begin by again saying happy birthday to Mark Irvin. I think he's turned 40 today. Is that right? Okay, so happy birthday, Mark. And then I have some other great announcements. Kelly Agnew, a remarkable teacher at Westview Elementary, is in Bloomington today because she was awarded the Armstrong Teacher Award winner for Indiana. And so we're thrilled that she received that special recognition. We also had an overall winner in the integrity contest last night from Muncie Central. Juno Lecky Morales placed first place, so we were very proud of Juno. I received a letter today. Chuck said, is that public notice? Well, they sent me a letter, so I hope so, because I'm announcing it. The music department at Northside Middle School is a recipient of the Indiana State School Music Association All Music Award for the 23-24 school year. It is noteworthy to recognize that Northside Middle School is only one of only 7 middle schools in Indiana to receive a total department award. And that just says so much about the program at Northside. So I was very excited to receive that letter today. And it's been I learned testing. Things have been going well. So a shout out to Steve Spradlin, who's always behind closed doors. He's probably in the booth or in his office monitoring this meeting, but our technology has gone smoothly. Craig Standish is our corporation test coordinator and has been doing a great job providing assistance to our principals, and our principals are doing a great job with making sure it's not a stressful situation and students are giving it their best effort. So happy to see how that's moving along. So that's it for me tonight.
Great. All right, we do not have any public comments. Let's move to the consent agenda, and I wanted to, I guess most of us are aware of Mr. Grimm accepting a position as the Assistant Superintendent of Schools, who is here along with his wife. I'm going to give you an opportunity to have some words if you want to talk to us a little bit. We're appreciating you.
Well, Dr. K, board, thank you. Looking forward to this special privilege to move from my current role as a Director of Secondary into the Assistant Superintendent role. I've been with Muncie Schools for 26 years, my entire educational career in a variety of roles, and I really look forward to getting to expand my reach of students. So every position, I think I've moved to reaching even more students, from a teacher in the classroom all the way to what I do now, where I reach all the secondary schools. But with this position, I'll be able to reach even more students with all the schools. So I really look forward to that opportunity. I look forward to working with Dr. Reynolds. I've worked hand in hand with him back when we were principals and assistant principals, when we first started in administration, when he was at Wilson and I was at Northside. And I've learned tremendously from Dr. K over the last several years, and from Dia in my time as an elementary principal when I was with Dia as well. So I've had great mentors throughout my time, and I look forward to continuing all the things that we're doing here in Muncie. We've got a lot of momentum, doing a lot of great things, and I appreciate this, the chance to try this new role.
Is that it? Anybody have any questions or comments? Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome again to a new level. And my understanding is that we have a few teachers that are here, new teachers. If you are here, would you mind standing and maybe coming and even introducing yourself?
Yes.
We've got time to do that.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Sydney Smeckens. I am getting hired on as a kindergarten teacher at Grissom Elementary School. Over the past semester, I've been student teaching under Mrs. Kieber at Grissom, and it has just been a phenomenal experience. She's a great mentor teacher. She is giving me great advice and just helping me start my career in teaching. I am thrilled about this, and I'm so excited to jump right in and get started and start helping make Muncie Community Schools just as great as it already is. So I'm very excited for this opportunity. So I really want to appreciate you guys allowing me to do this. So I'm really excited.
That's great.
Hi, my name is Juliana Small. I am hired on at Grissom to teach 4th grade next year. I, too, did my student teaching under Mrs. Bilby. She is amazing and all the wonderful things. She's like my little 2 peas in a pod, and I can't wait to be my room's ex beside her, and she's just, I can't wait to have my kiddos that I have now, to continue to grow those relationships, set those high expectations, and just keep pushing them on, to just, keep doing all the great things. So thank you guys for the opportunity, and just allowing me to just do my best. And thank you for supporting me and all the things that you do. Thank you.
Well, welcome. We're glad you're here. Just one other slight change in the consent agenda. Allison, is it Lapocken?
Lapocken.
Lapocken has pulled her name off of those that are resigning, and so we're thankful that she's going to remain with us for another year. And so that is a part of the consent agenda. Any questions about any of the consent? Not, I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same
Aye.
sign. Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
Okay. Financial report.
Thank you. In your board packet tonight was
Excuse me,
the...
let me interrupt you just for a second.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering why you have this perpetual smile on your face tonight. I'm just trying to figure that out.
Well, Brian represents Muncie Schools really well. He's very excited about robotics, and that just comes really through. That comes through. So that's very humbling for me to see it, and he has come a long way. The passion for robotics has always been there, I will tell you that. So
I had a hunch that had something.
Yeah. You can tell he really loves it. So
That's great.
He does. He likes robotics as much as I like the numbers. So there we go. It's a strange gift. Anyway, no, we're good. For the month of March results, that's what you have in your packet. Obviously, you're 3 months into the calendar year, so nine more months to go of the calendar year. We always like to report we received our state basic grant revenue for the month of almost 3.9 million. That 12-month estimate, that could still change a little bit as we get into we do not know the exact number of the last 6 months of the calendar year because that's always adjusted based on expected ADM count, and then that gets adjusted further on later this summer. So that's just a positive thing. We're still receiving state grant. We had no debt payments in the month of the previous month of March. The big debt payments were the previous year, as we've mentioned. Still had an overall checkbook balance of $31.5 million at the end of March. Still expecting to have a really sizable balance at the end of this calendar year as well. And the education fund still forecasting to be in a surplus position at the end of this year. And we're continuing to pay on the state loan as expected and intended. In another month, we'll start getting our portion of the local property taxes. And that's always a good thing. We're still expecting to receive probably a little over $11 million this particular calendar year. And then you just see some additional charts and graphs like I always like to show on our cash balance and our state loan that's on there. And that really pretty much just concludes my report unless there's any other questions.
If there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve. Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. It's approved. Textbook adoption.
Good evening again. I'm here to bring an action item for the adoption of the ELA textbooks, looking at the Amplify CKLA. This has been a great adoption with our elementary programs. They adopted it last year at this time and have rolled that out this year. So in looking at that and having conversations with Dr. K and Dr. Reynolds, looking to maybe move up 1 year because the actual textbook for ELA adoption on our rotation is not until next year, but maybe to move that into this year so we can have a good flow from our elementaries all the way through our secondary schools through middle school, grades 6 through 8, and add the Amplify. So in January, I went with a group from Ball State, our PDS liaison, Dr. Benko, and some administrators and master teacher at Southside. We went down to Rushville Middle School, who has been using CKLA for about 3 or 4 years. We watched lessons down there for a day. We had time to meet with their teachers and administrators on what they liked and what they didn't like. And then we came back in January after that. And with a team from Newcastle of teachers, we had a PD session with the Amplify representatives where they kind of went through the ins and outs of the curriculum with our teachers. And then we started piloting the curriculum. So we've had a free pilot all January, all the way up and through testing. Most of the school teachers in the schools at North and South are finished with the pilot. And it's come with very good reviews. So there were a few teachers that were skeptical at the beginning of something new. Really, they've had a lot of freedom over the last few years to kind of pick and choose some of the things that they've done. And we really haven't seen the results from doing that. So with the elementary success that we've had initially with this, we thought it'd be best that we continue that momentum in our middle schools. And by the end of the pilot, every teacher that I talked to really enjoyed it. They liked the structure, they liked the rigor, the questions that it brought to the kids, and just the engagement of the lessons. So they really liked the curriculum, and we look forward to adopting that curriculum and rolling that out next year in our middle schools at Northside and Southside.
Okay, thank you. Entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Okay. It's adopted. Summer school.
All right, I will try to move quickly, give just a little snapshot of all the terrific summer opportunities we'll be offering through the Muncie Community Schools, and then even some of our partner programs you'll see listed as well. You have a couple of things that were attached to the action item. Of course, the PowerPoint that we'll go through today, but the motion gives you just a quick summary. And then there's a full grid that will be posted and available to all of our families to go through and kind of go through like a menu of items where we'll be able to select their opportunities if they're not already working with their homeschool on those opportunities like the iRead 3 camp. Also on that grid that we'll provide is the funding source for that. Most of the programs that we will offer will be, all the programs that we will offer will be braided through a summer school grant, through the title grant, and maybe a SIG grant or a 1008 grant for a middle school camp. So again, trying to be as wise with our funds as we can, but just a quick overview. So I won't say that on every side to talk about the funding, but just as a quick overview for all the programming. So we'll kick off the year just like last year. Just as soon as school ends, we will do a third grade literacy camp for those students that did not pass the iRead 3. They work very, very hard. We dedicate some additional school instructional daytime, after school tutoring time, and then this summertime to get those students that have not passed that iRead 3 an opportunity for some additional very intense focused instruction on the third grade reading standards so they can have another chance to take that assessment in early June. Robotics camp, as you see, this is a long-standing tradition with the Muncie Community Schools, is that we have a robotics camp offered for our elementary kiddos. This year we're going to host it at Southview. We'll have a couple of teachers do that. We have about 30 seats available for that. Very successful program. Again, they're doing lots of Lego robotics activities. Mr. Spradlin, I think, was one of the founding folks on that robotics summer camp. Camp Adventure, our summer science and literacy camp that's hosted at Camp Adventure by Ball State. They provide all the teachers and the support staff for that, for our June program. A terrific partnership and a terrific opportunity for our families. You see that we'll target for about 80 students out there that will get served, and students that are entering third grade. Camp Adventure Science and Literacy Camp. This is our July camp where we duplicate what they do for the entering third graders, for kids entering fourth and fifth grade. Again, targeting about 80 students, and we will lead this camp with Mallory and her team. We'll partner with Ball State and try to keep some of those same folks that support that June camp supporting this camp as well. Summer Literacy Kickoff Camp. So this is something new that we're trying this year. So this will be an opportunity for those entering first and second grade to give them a kickstart into the school year, or just to try to help slow that summer learning loss for our elementary kiddos. Youth Writing Camp, this is our first partner camp. So you'll see this at each grade level where we're partnering with Ball State and Dr. Benko, who is our PDS liaison at Northside, or at the middle school levels in English Language Arts. Again, partnering with them for summer learning opportunities for writing. Again, just a quick snapshot of our partner programs. MP3, one of a good long-standing program that we have at Longfellow. Again, we will be offering that and partnering with MP3 and Ball State. YMCA Day Camp. So we will partner with them to host day camps at Grissom and Northview again this year. That is we partner with our families to provide a discounted rate for our MCS families, and they use our facilities for that. Boys and Girls Club, of course, one of our most consistent partners that we've had. Again, we'll be offering that in the old Elgin Street, the old MAC on Elgin Street, where we'll offer up to 150 club kids some daytime camp opportunities where they'll focus on activities, but also some tutoring and some SEL activities. The Ross Center is a newer addition that we started a couple of years ago. Again, you see the different things that they'll be doing. Really neat, fun, engaging activities in a couple of different windows available at the Ross Center. Again, been working with George Foley of the Muncie Parks and Rec to offer some new clinics and some new athletic opportunities throughout the summer. You'll see that we're going to offer a basketball clinic and a partner with the summer softball clinic as well. Motivate Our Minds. Moms, again, are going to offer an enrichment camp hosted at Longfellow, and I believe it's also maybe at their center as well. But that's going to be from June 5th, July 3rd, and another a terrific partner of our district. Just another great opportunity for our kids to stay engaged over the summer. And our Young Mathematician Exploration Camp, this camp is again a partnership program with Ball State. And Andrew Gatza, Dr. Gatza is one of our PDS liaisons, works very closely with our math teachers at the secondary level. And knows our kids and knows our teachers very well. But again, another opportunity free for our students through a learning loss grant at Ball State. Muncie Central Football Bearcat Football Camp started last year with Coach Pageant coming in. Really a terrific opportunity for a quick 3-day camp. We had a phone call this weekend from a Muncie native who might be offering another camp in June that I'm really excited about. I don't know how public it is, but a very successful Muncie native football superstar.
I saw it someplace.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm not sure how public it is yet, but more information will be coming out on that. It is a really exciting opportunity that I don't know I've ever seen offered. I'm sure there's other offers out there that communities that do that, but this will be a tremendous opportunity for our community and our kiddos. Our middle school offerings, we'll have the Refugee Learning Camp that Kelsey and her team will be leading that again this summer. And that is a grant-funded opportunity for our newcomers to continue to work on their academic skills through the summertime. This is a new grant that Mr. Grimm was working on with the East Central Indiana Service Center. The 1008 grant provides funds for career and college education prep work for our middle school students. So I saw the draft of that just last week or this week, and it's some pretty exciting opportunities where kids are going to do some career exploration, head to Ivy Tech, head to Ball State, but then really take advantage of learning about college and careers and all those unique opportunities that are out there for them. Well, we'll see Mr. Jerome again for our middle school robotics camp. So we want to make sure we offer that opportunity for those kids. And I don't necessarily know that he calls it a camp, but again, a robotics club throughout the summer that we can continue to keep those kids engaged. As you hear, they're starting to work right now, it sounds like, or next month to get up their competition season. Again, we've talked about the math exploration camp that'll be available like the upper elementary grades and at the middle school too for 6th through 8. And then, of course, our middle school Boys and Girls Club will, again, partner with them, and then it will be at their Madison Street location and not Elgin. Motivate Our Minds, we've talked about already with our elementary folks. Again, that's up through 8th grade. And the youth writing camp with Dr. Benko and that group. Again, orientation camp, we think this is one of those important opportunities that we offer kids. We offer a week long of little more than half-day opportunities for kids to come in to run through the middle school setting, learn about where the cafeteria is and where the locker is and how you come in the morning and where your classes are. They do some neat activities, team building activities, leadership activities, but then also just kind of the nuts and bolts of the school. It's proven to be a nice, successful program for our kids, just for them to be comfortable with with the middle school environment and the parents to be comfortable with the middle school environment. Again, Coach Pageant's youth football camp is listed there. Some additional opportunities, Boys and Girls Club again, Ross Center, and then the Muncie Parks and Recreations will continue to offer that for students through 8th grade. And now our high school offerings. High school, we have Push to Graduation. So this is a kind of a unique opportunity here in the Muncie Community Schools where we work with our students full days, even over the weekends, on students that are not quite finished with all their credits to graduate. So this is kind of an intense time for these students and the teachers involved. They work really closely with the teachers and the counselors to ensure that they're finishing up those last few credits that they may need before graduation. So it's just a short window, but it's an important window for those seniors that are really close but not quite to the finish line yet. Our other opportunities at Central High School will be a summer 1 and a summer 2 session where they'll have the opportunity from the full catalog of our online courses, I guess I should say, and blended courses where they meet with those teachers throughout the summer to do a variety of things to get ahead of the game if they're incoming freshmen, or they took a college or they took a high school credit class and didn't quite earn the credit in middle school. They have that opportunity to recover that credit in the summer. We have students that are recovering credits. Maybe they missed earning that credit during the school year, so they have the opportunity to earn the credit then. And then some students trying to get ahead of the games, trying to free up their schedule to maybe come to the MAC half day for a couple of years, just to free up that schedule to give them more flexibility to be able to explore more opportunities at the high school. Our in-person sessions will be summer marching band. You know what's one of my favorite times of the year is summer marching band time. They will actually, I think they start on Monday. I was up at the high school yesterday for the integrity essay, and I saw the drum line practicing already. So they're gearing up for that already this summer. But they will actually begin practices this week just to prepare. But the first day they can get out there will be June 3rd. They will work most Monday through Thursdays, 5 to 9 in the evenings, and then they'll have their band camps. Couple of band camps sprinkled throughout the summer where they'll go 1 to 9 in preparation for those contests. So again, looking forward to another exciting summer with the band and guard out there. The CHS Indiana Online Academy is a partnership that we do again through the East Central Indiana Service Center, where we offer some of those advanced placement courses, high level world language courses that we would not offer through Apex, through our online blended learning platform that we use in the other CHS Online. This is not used very often, but again, some students take advantage of it, so we'll continue to offer that for our kiddos. Summer, again, orientation camp. We, again, find this very successful, student leader-led, along with a couple of teachers. They will go through a partnership, some training with project leadership to be mentors. Again, take the day to run through the building, see how to come in, see where the lockers are, find their classes, just a good jump start for the program. I want to say that we usually have nearly half, if not more, of the freshmen sign up to attend this day. So it's a tremendous, it's a busy day, but it's a terrific day. Again, Kelsey and Sadiq will be offering the Refugee Learning Camp for those students new to the U.S. Our mathematician exploration camp again, and our writing camp for through Dr. Benko and Dr. Gatza. Boys and Girls Club summer programs will still be offering those opportunities for high school students as well. I believe that is it.
Great job, Dr. Reynolds.
Sorry, it's a mouthful. I apologize.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, is there a way to put a number to the number of students that are participating?
I can give you that number. We're doing our strategic plan report based on this this school year.
Yep.
And so last summer, we had 1,800 students participate in summer opportunities.
That's getting close
Wow.
to half. Really, really close to half, if not
Mhm.
40% of our students.
Right.
That's amazing.
Right.
And a cornucopia of different opportunities.
Yes.
In 1 year, okay. That's cool.
You know, kind of following on that, Jim's comments, I'm amazed every year
Yeah.
when we find out what's coming down the road, but there are three things that, you know, I hope parents and people in the community, they're thinking about whether their kids go to Muncie Community Schools, that just jump out to me that are kind of unique here. One is the opportunities for early college credit. We've talked about that many, many times. That's real savings, a real head start that for people, that college is expensive for everybody. And that's a benefit here. And the scholarships, the variety of scholarships our graduating seniors get, but the summer programs. And as you go down through that, it's no charge, no charge, no charge.
Right.
What a wonderful opportunity. You know, you're only a kid once, and some of the things you can do at no charge and really get a head start is unique, I think. And so that's a great story that we have to tell.
Absolutely.
The other great story is, a lot of these are teachers, right, or in our school system.
Yep.
Kudos to those.
Teachers or Ball State
Or Ball State, I
students
mean, it's-
that we hope to recruit as future teachers. Yes.
Cool. That's great.
That's great. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
It's moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
He's still in White Castle.
Opposed, same sign. All right. We are approved. Any dialogue of the board at all tonight? Any extra? All right.
I think all we need to do is make sure that Mr. Grimm takes his wife out for dinner tonight, right?
All in favor, say aye.
Smart man, I think.
I've been hearing a lot about this salad over here. So we're gonna go get it.
All right.
Do not get a side of mayonnaise.
Good mayonnaise.
Do we have any media, Andy? No media? All right. Well, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Your birthday, you made that motion.
So moved.
It's moved. Was there a second?
Did you? Fine.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. It's moved and
Can't
seconded.
keep here any longer, yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Hey, there he is. Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks.
Nice job, Keith.
Thank you.